Hi there, and welcome to another episode here on Bustthenet. This is a show brought to you by One Football app. The links are below. I'm following this show actually happens on the back of Liverpool's 7-0 win against Spartak. So I was watching their game and I was also messing around with tactics and I tried to create that dynamic style that Liverpool has. And now I'm with Ajax. I thought I might try that out. Of all the games I'm going to do it in, it's going to be the match against Bayern Munich. This is suicidal, but never mind. It's all in the name of good fun. So far, we have a few players suspended. I mean, the results in the last couple of weeks haven't been all that bad. We've been using a 4-2-4. Yes, a 4-2-4. We played, VVV. Okay, so this match was pretty one-sided. We dominated this match and we managed to walk away with a 2-0 win. And we had other matches as well. In the Champions League, we used a 4-2-4 as well. And so far, I'm not unhappy about the way we play. I was just trying to create a style that comes close to mimicking Liverpool. But of course, it's very hard to do that because Liverpool attacks. I mean, if you spend some time checking out the One Football app, I'm not joking. Seriously, I found this out when I was scrolling through the app, and there was an interview with Jurgen Klopp where he actually was asked the question, what kind of a formation did he put out? And he said, I used a 4-4-1-1. Everybody was like, even me, I was watching the game, I was thinking 4-4-2 with two attacking wide players. Looks like they got two strikers. So the question is, how did Liverpool play? And that won't be the focus of this show. I plan to do that with a guest one of these days and bring him onto the show and we'll discuss that. But meanwhile, here with Ajax, let's continue with our little development save. I won't really, maybe it's a development save. I've got this player, Catch Searhouse. I think that's how you pronounce his name. We lost Kasper Dolberg for a few weeks to injury, so I had to go to under the B squad, and I picked this guy. He's a phenomenal talent. I mean, this guy's got so much upside. So we put him into our games. He scored something like 3 goals in 3 games. So I was very impressed with his performance, and now he's gone off. He's on loan now at Heracles. So I kind of decided, I mean, I need to give him a few more games, and at least if he's playing a top tier football, like Heracles are in the same league as we are, then in and out first team player, he might get a chance to play a lot of games, and this will aid his development. Second thing you want to notice is most of my players are heavy. Some of those players who are very heavy, I've removed like intensity from their training. So in most cases, it's heavy intensity for most players, except for when a player's workload becomes very heavy, then I change it to heavy. Now, what about focus? Now, focus is largely based on the way they play. I mean, what is the weakness in their game? See, the thing is, when I look at focus, there are 2 ways of doing it. If I have a player and I want him to improve maybe I want him to be a better playmaker. He's got reasonable passing, vision is good, but he may need certain areas that he needs to strengthen. He may need areas that need to be strengthened. In this case, Hakim Ziyech, he signed a new contract. So this player, if he's going to be playing like a playmaker, I don't want him. I need him to get his strength up a bit. I mean, 11, 12, and I'll stop. So we're focusing on that aspect of his game. Then I will look at finishing. Then I'll look at composure. We'll work on those attributes as well over time. So in this year, I'll spend about 4 months, 3 to 4 months on strength. Then after that, I'll switch to something else. So that's how I do focuses. Now, sometimes the coach come to me and they go like, dude, we want this player to focus on this. And I go like, maybe not. It all depends on whether it fits the overall style of my play, because I'm playing. I kind of haven't decided what tactic I'm using, so sue me. Okay, so I started with a 4-2-4. Yes, very crazy 4-2-4. We have 4-3-1-2. We have a 4-1-3-2. We have a 4-4-1-1. And I'm going to play against Bayern Munich with a 4-4-1-1. Have never used this before. I have absolutely no idea whether these boys can pull it off. We have managed to sign a few players like Lorenzo Christic. I mean, this guy was dirt cheap less than 4 million. I mean, how am I going to say no? Scout said he's available. I looked at his attributes. I went like, okay, damn it, this guy is cheap. Bring him in. We need defensive midfielders. I also brought in Simeone Passa from an Italian club. Now, he doesn't have very good jumping reach. So you'll have to work very closely with Delete. Yes. This kid is 18 years old. My goodness, look at his attributes. At 5.25 million, whatever club I am in the world, I will grab this boy and pay like, I mean, if it's 5.25, you probably can get him for like 7 million. I would, and he's a first team player. I will definitely look to add him to my squad. Now, on the flanks, I'm going to be using Joel Veltman. Now, Veltman, he's got good positioning, good tackling. So I need somebody who's basically strong in the challenge for this game. Not necessarily the kind of player that bombs up and down the flanks like a certain Luis Orihuela, who's a pretty good Colombian player in the side. But I doubt his acceleration of 14 is going to break the land speed record for fullbacks. So let's just be realistic. We're playing Bayern Munich here. Chances are their fullbacks are definitely going to be able to cover the green, and they'll rub him off it as well. Now, in terms of the bench, I've got Klaus-Jan Huntelaar. Now, there's a part of me that really doesn't want to play him anymore. I kind of like pissed off during one of our interactions with him, and he went, I don't want to do anything with this player. So I was like, shit. His work rate is 10, his vision is 10. I mean, I want somebody to play as an F9 up here with another player here as an attacking midfielder. Klaus-Jan Huntelaar does not fit my style of play, really. I mean, but the problem is we don't really have another striker. So if I decide to go to a 4-2-4, he can play. But if I'm going to play a 4-4-1-1, no. Then I'm looking for guys like Ziyech to bomb down the flanks. I'm looking for Neres to bomb down the flanks. CM De Jong, who's not a bad player actually. If he can get into the box, it's a bit of a danger. His off the ball is very good. Vision, decisions, passing, not too bad. Not phenomenally good. Then we got Václav Černý. Now he's got potential to develop as well. So I want to retrain him as a striker, or at least a inside forward. So he's been retrained. And we got the youngster Justin Kluivert, who's had a few games. This is really important. If you look, most of my players have played games, except for maybe Dennis Johnson, 19 years old. I haven't been able to fit him into any games, but he will also play. Mateo Casera was injured, and Amin Younes has also played. So the goal here is for me to ensure that I get 15 games. Yes, my clock is on 15. So every single player in my team needs 15 matches so that they can develop. Now, in the B squad, if I'm looking just at my B squad players, right, in my B team, all these players are I've sent a few of them on loan. We're doing quite well in the reserve league, so to speak. But Che Nanali, if he doesn't get a loan, I'm going to move into my first team. I need to develop him as well. He's 18 years old. If he doesn't get to play, he doesn't go on loan, I need to start playing him in the first team so that he develops as well. So there are other players here that need to basically, this is the way I do things, right? So people might go like, how do you know who to try out? Very simple. Trust the stars. The stars are there for a reason. Okay, so trust. I mean, how more complicated do you want the game to get? If you're gonna go in and go like, I want to study every single attribute and see what it is. Look, just trust the stars. If you want to go out there and be really specific about it, maybe go and use an editor and then find out what the attributes are. But here in this game, I would suggest trust the stars, give them some, use the stars as a guide. So here, these are 17-year-olds, so I'm not too worried about. Like people like Shane Annally, he's like almost 4.5 star. He has to play. Of course, Abdul Nouri is a really sad story about him. He's going to retire at the end of the season. And then we got Vector Jensen, so I've given him a match as well. So all these guys who are like 19 years old, you look at their stars, the top stars players all have to play. I have to play them and give them a shot. Like Noah Lang, they're all going to be playing in the league. Danny DeVitt, they will have to play. So this is what you need to do in your games as well. So I've rotated some of these players inside the main team, and my results have really depended on me, heavy rotation. We had a match against Pek Zwolle, I think that's how you pronounce it. This was largely a reserve team that I sent out because of the Champions League match against Bayern Munich. So the approach I take with with these kind of players is very simple. If you really want to develop them, you got to give them a chance to play or loan them out. And you have to identify the players. If you can't identify the players, then you're screwed. So I'm gonna check the team. Let's see. Ordinarily I'll scout the living daylights out of this team, but let's be serious. Maybe in my first season we may not be able to lift the title, but I want to see how far we can go. I'm a bit worried about this position here. Van der Beek is not a bad player, right? But his tackling is still only 11. I'm just hoping that over time he improves. He's playing in a carry low role today. I'll just run through all the play instructions, whatever I have here. Vijgiva is playing as an inverted wing back. This is a central defender. This is a ball playing defender on stopper duty. This is a wing back on support. Here we have a winger on attack duty. Here this winger on attack duty. I'm also going to tell him to do something else. I can't do that. Okay. A winger on support, you can get them to cut inside and be a bit more aggressive. We'll have to watch the game and see how it unfolds. Carry Relo, shoot less often, close down more, few risky passes. Then I've got Christique. Then a wide playmaker on attack, who's already got sit narrow. Attacking midfielder, close down more, roam from position, move into channels. And an F9 here, who's been told to close down more. So these are the players that are going to be heading onto the pitch. And looking at the rest of the bench, Klaas Van Huntelaar, if I don't give him a chance, he's going to give me a bloody long lecture. So, all right. Now, I'm not expecting to win, but I'm interested to see how well we can do with this tactic, which I'm trying. Honestly, how is it going to play? It's going to play like how Liverpool played against Spartak, which is they had, what's his face? Coutinho bombing into the spaces over here with Moreno, who would largely be in and around these areas over here. You didn't often see Moreno overlapping, but he did on occasion. Then this role is actually Wijnaldum's role, but I'm using him as a carry Relo. It's a bit risky. I was toying with the idea of just using him as a ball-winning midfielder on support, because then he closes down a bit higher, which is in tune with the way Liverpool play, which is they have a high press. So I'm looking at roles and duties that actually get that done. And the carry Relo is a bit of a risk. The winger on attack, now there's no other role in the game. This is like, I wish I could have an inside forward here, which is what Sadio Mane was doing. He was bombing up. They had a very narrow configuration in attack, but this would be the closest. The other option, of course, is to go with a 4-2-4. 4-2-4 is probably not a bad idea, but against Bayern Munich, I'm probably signing my death sentence. Then we've got a wing back on support here and a ball playing defender on stopper duty. I want to just get somebody to hoof the ball up from defense. Now, as we can see, Bayern Munich are coming in with a 4-2-3-1, so they're pretty attacking themselves. We're hoping that the boys can do enough to cause an upset. We'll set the opposition instructions, and here the danger for me is I have a fundamental danger, because if I decide to close down that backline, I could end up with the ball being hoofed over the top. So then I'd be in trouble. So we have to watch this game as we go, because they've got pretty speedy players that get up and down the flanks. Let's not kid ourselves. Bayern Munich is definitely better than this little Ajax team that I'm trying to get them to glory. Excuse me, but some words seem to be stuck in my throat because I'm trying to figure out how to settle this team. As you go, Kingsley Coman out wide, Weltman with a great tackle. Now what have I got here? Flexible play, push high up, use offside trap. No, we don't want to use offside trap, not just yet. Okay. Yes, okay, sometimes I use the offside trap, but Pasa and Delight might be a danger if I do that, because Pasa is not very good. Van der Beek, I can't play a game that is that aggressive with that player in the playing. You look at Pasa. Pasa's positioning is average. Jumping reach is only 12. I just got players into the side because I'm looking at long-term development here as well. Rudy with the ball, plays it out to James. James under some pressure. Robin plays it to Arturo Vidal. James Lewandowski, oh my goodness. You cannot let Kingsley Coman, free to shoot. Okay, Ajax, not looking very comfortable, are we? All right. Let's look at the goalkeeper. Has he got play out of defense? Yes, he does. Veltman with the throw. Gets it to David Neres. He turns the players brilliantly. And Van der Beek with the shot, forcing a save from the keeper. Not a bad attempt. Hakim Ziyech with a corner. It goes over the head of everyone except for Vidal. Dolberg plays it back to Christic. Dolberg again. Cuts inside. Oh, he looked to try and play somebody on. Corner to be taken by Bayern Munich and Lewandowski. What can we say? Lewandowski has opened the scoring for Bayern Munich. Corner. Alright, we're gonna go fluid now. I'm gonna have to use the offside trap and play with a more balanced defensive line. Ziyech away. Plays it to Christic. Christic to Van der Beek. Van der Beek to Ziyech. Ziyech now to Dolberg. Dolberg comes away with the ball. Shoots. Okay. Corner. Hakim Ziyech puts in the box. Van der Beek's header straight into the hands of Manuel Neuer. Delete. Christic. Vijiva. De Jong. Dolberg holds the ball up. Van der Beek. Van der Beek to Neres. Neres comes away. Looks. Christic picks up the pieces. Ziyech now with the ball. Finds Van der Beek. Van der Beek to Dolberg. What a touch from him. CM De Jong. Come on, boys. We can do this. We can come back. I saw the movement. It was glorious. Ziyech with the header. Rudy. Down the line. Oh no. Ian Robben has the ball. Yes. Veltman does brilliantly. Matisse delete. 6.5. I mean, can I get Simeon Pesa to be the positioning? 14 maybe. Okay, we'll just move. Delete has got better positioning and anticipation. I want him to be the stopper. And plus he can pass the ball. To Christic, to CM De Jong, to Van der Beek, Ziyech, Christic, back to Van der Beek to Ziyech. Ziyech to Van der Beek to CM De Jong to David Neres. Oh, brilliantly done. CM De Jong. Yes! Ajax have equalized against Bayern. What? Brilliant movement there. Ajax have leveled the match. This is good football. Ziyech to Van der Beek to CM De Jong. Plays it out to David Neres. Neres cuts inside. CM De Jong got inside the box and he finished it off. Oh, that's a good start. We have leveled the match. I'm so happy. I was prepared to roll over and die. I thought we didn't get it right. But this is the first time these boys have actually played with a 4-4-1-1. I've never used this tactic before in FM 18. What? We've been the better team. Okay. Correct. We've been the better team. I don't even know whether the team thought was going to make any sense. Vijiva to Van der Beek. Van der Beek to Christic. Back to Delete. Delete out. He goes at Neres. Oh, you beautiful thing, you. He took the ball down so well, but then ran into traffic. I'm like screaming David Neres' name at the moment. He's playing like a man possessed. Joel Veltman with the throw to Van der Beek. Van der Beek inside the box to Christic. Christic to Ziyech. Ziyech, how could you miss that? No, Ziyech. Hakim. We have a chance to get off to a phenomenal... We're actually playing a lot better than Bayern Munich. This is a great 4-4-1-1. I'm surprised. An average side playing against Bayern Munich, play like this. I'm waiting for Bayern Munich to go into an attacking mentality and then teach me a lesson. And then after that, with 10 minutes to go, we're down like 4-1. That can happen too. So I better not get too ahead of myself. 58 minutes. 59. Here we go. Thiago. No. Robben with the corner. What is he going to do? Oh, he skies that. Now the question is, do I bring Huntelaar on? But Huntelaar's work rate is not good enough for an F9. That's the problem. It's like bringing on Daniel Sturridge and hoping that he does the job. Kasper Dolberg is the only real F9 that I have. I mean, I could look at Waclav Cherney, but he doesn't have the passing, the decisions to play that kind of role. It's a long way to go. Weltman is playing well. With about, okay, Thiago with a free kick. They clear the danger. Neres, what can he do? He's got options. Come on, Neres. He plays Dolberg away. Dolberg is going to check this. Yes, gets inside the box. Please. Ziyech with a corner. Taken. Given to David Neres. To Dolberg. Dolberg inside the box. No, he's challenged. Oh, I'm so excited for Ajax. Man, if Ajax can beat Bayern Munich, what a start to my Champions League campaign. Alaba. No. I better not get ahead of myself. Please do not get ahead of yourself. I'm even petrified of making changes. You know, that in my head, this is total emotion at the moment. No logic. I'm not looking at transitions. You know, I'm just like, huh? I'm like, what? Okay, logic says we should retain possession at about this moment or pass into space because they will start going attacking. All right. Okay. We'll now go flexible. And I shall pass into space. We'll not work ball into box. Oh no, I'm going to use the offside trap. There's a reason why I'm using the offside trap. There's a logic inside my head. I'm trying to get it out. When you use the offside trap, you compress the playable space for the AI when they attack you. So I'm using that so that I can get some compression when I'm defending the ball. Well, it's not too bad. Okay. All right, now I'll bring on Kluivert. Okay, you can play now. You're the key player. Go out there. I know he's going to be pissed. Ziyech with a free kick. Puts it into the box. It's a penalty. Huntelaar wins us a penalty. Okay. Ajax against Bayern Munich. This is a chance for Kluivert Huntelaar. You stupid piece of shit. We had a penalty, man. We should have taken this game. Kluivert Huntelaar won us the penalty, but ooh, there was nobody inside the box. They are playing so well. Okay, Onana with the loose ball. There's not much time left. Ajax won. Bayern Munich won. Can they do the deed? Ziyech comes back. They play it out to David Neres. Now to Van der Beek. Van der Beek looks for Huntelaar. And, yes, it's a great result for Ajax. 1-1 against Bayern Munich. This is a good start to our campaign. Very, very impressed. So, my 4-4-1-1 has come out okay. That was a surprise. So basically the tactic is pretty straightforward, right? So 4-4-1-1. What did I choose? Why? Okay, the question people should be asking me is, why are you playing with an offside trap? Okay, I want to get compression in my defense. Now I know people will tell you, want to play offside trap, have two guys with the same settings, so to speak, in terms of mentality. But here, this guy's a stopper anyway. He's going to step out the line. The only other player who's going to have to play people off, catch players offside is Pasa. That's it, one player. I mean, how badly can he get that wrong? Firstly. Secondly, it's all about positioning, anticipation. It's a big risk I was taking. But the reason I use the defense offside trap is because I want to compress the playable area when the AI has the ball. So when the AI is attacking me, my boys are looking to play the offside trap. So they compress the playable area as the ball comes in, goes over the top. They compress the playable area that they have to work with, and it makes it harder for them to work the ball. So far it seemed to work pretty well against Bayern Munich. We should have won that game. Let's look at our set pieces. We'll never make that same mistake again. Penalties, finishing composure. You are never taking another penalty for the rest of your natural life. Andre Onana, the goalkeeper, will now take penalties. Yes. You're laughing at me, right? Yeah. Why not? Let's get the goalkeeper to take penalties. Kasper Dolberg will take penalties. So we got Casper Dolberg, bloody hell, I'd rather have, after you miss that bloody penalty, I'd rather have the goalkeeper going out to take penalties. I know. I'm being very emo at the moment. I'm being totally emo at the moment. And Zeke loses cool. Thank you very much. I like that. I want to have a personality. I want to be the angry man. All right. So not too bad. So can we actually replicate something 100%? That's a question I'm gonna ask somebody else as well. I'm gonna try and do this on another show. But here in the meantime, I've got an Ajax side that loves playing a 4-4-1-1, can also play the 4-2-4. We have a 4-1-3-2 and a 4-3-1-2. The season has been set for us to play a variety of systems, but we've gotten off to a good start against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich forced into a draw, and this is the interesting about our matches coming up. If we're looking at the group itself, we have quite a tough group. We've got, let me see now. Let's find our group. Ajax, Bayern, Besiktas, and Atletico Madrid. Yes, Besiktas have beaten Atletico Madrid, but this isn't the worst group. You've got Juventus and PSG in one group. We've got Chelsea and Barcelona in one group. Then we've got, this probably City have the easiest group. City, Monaco, RBL. Then you got Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Napoli, the group of death. And Real Madrid have already opened accounts with their first win of the season, beating Copenhagen. United and Napoli played each other to a goalless draw. And over here, we've got Ajax, Bayern, and Besiktas. Besiktas beating Atletico Madrid, their first game of the season. The first game of the season, first match of the Champions League, 2-1. Juventus, Feyenoord, Basel, and Paris, PSG. PSG got hammered, they got hammered by PSG. Opening day, 3-0. Dortmund, Roma, Benfica, Red Bull, Salzburg. This is a pretty straightforward group, I would think. But we're okay, we're not too bad. We've gotten off to a decent start. I'm very happy. And this is going to be the team. As I progress through the season, I'll give you an update on how I develop my players and how I bring them through. And we will do this all within the context of a Champions League campaign or certain interesting matches in the league. And these are more or less like playthroughs of how I approach certain games. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Ajax Diaries. Is only the second episode. If you have any questions, you know where to find me on Twitter at Bustthenet or addicted2fm.com, my website. Once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel. You guys take care, have a good one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.